I'm going to show you how I do continental knitting. I know there's been some discussion on the boards about maintaining tension when you're knitting or purling. This is my method for continental knitting for knitting, the knit stitch. You can see I'm keeping that tension on the working yarn fairly taut. It's actually sliding right through my fingers and I don't have to feed the yarn at all. The way that I maintain this tension is because of the way that I wrap the yarn around my fingers. I've got a complete wrap around my little finger, and then I feed the yarn, weave it back and forth through my other fingers. It's easy for me to do that. I just grab it with my little finger, roll it around, and weave it like that. That allows me to keep a tension on the yarn, but it allows it to flow smoothly while I'm knitting, so I don't have to feed the yarn. I don't have to tug, and there is enough tension so that as the yarn wraps around the needle on the right hand side, it maintains a uniform stitch size. You might notice that the middle finger on my left hand is always on the stitch that is being knitted. This helps me control the stitch, keeps it from coming off the end prematurely, and one of the best benefits of this is that I'm able to stitch without even looking at my knitting, because as long as I can feel that next stitch under my middle finger and feel it at the right position, which for me is right as the beginning of the tip of the needle starts sloping away from the rounded part of the needle, then I know that that next stitch is going to be formed correctly. I'm also able to pull my stitches forward and slide them up so that I have more knitting to work with without readjusting my tension or rewinding the yarn around my fingers. This is something of a modified picking method. You can see that as the needle goes in the stitch, that middle finger is also helping the yarn to be in the right position so that I can pull it forward through the loop and then slide the stitch off the left-hand needle. One of the things that I do is I slide that stitch off actually with the momentum of the right needle. So this right needle will go against the left-hand needle and push that stitch right off. Helps me from pulling on the stitch and stretching things out of shape. Whoops, there we go. See, I could feel that immediately with my middle finger that that stitch was not worked correctly. And you'll see I get very even stitch control, and I'm able to make sure that my tension remains the same throughout the row.